Our affirmation today, I am happy. So if you're happy, this certainly is a great time of year to be happy. Even though I've talked before about embracing the happiness that we feel on a special holiday every day of the year, it's sort of inevitable as we do roll into the holidays. We do get a little happier because there's a lot more going on. The streets are lit up, houses have lights, and there are Christmas carolers going about. So there's a lot of great reasons to be happy. And it's very important to be happy, not just at this time of year, but every day of our lives. And the reality is that we have the capacity to be happy every single day of our lives. In our fellowship, a lot of times I talk about the fact that we, as children of God, that we have every option available to us to be happy, healthy, and prosperous. And that starts with happy. And I was reviewing some things earlier this week, and Pastor Mike brought this up too, that not just in our fellowship, but in a lot of New Thought churches, it goes in that order: happy, healthy, prosperous. And that's very important to start with that happiness, because you know what? You can be very healthy, but if you're not happy, who cares? And you know what? You can be very prosperous. You can be the wealthiest person in the world, but if you're not happy, how can you be enjoying it? So it all needs to start with happiness. Start by being happy, then comes the health, because if you're happy, your whole body's in alignment. Of course, you can't help but be healthy. Then if you're happy and you're healthy, well, the pathway is open, so the prosperity, it's an open stream of abundance just for you and everything that you do. So as you're going through the week, you can ask yourself this question. I'm going to talk a little bit about this in a minute, but what am I holding on to that's keeping me from my happiness? So we know that we all have the capacity to be perfectly happy in everything, in every way, but a lot of us, we aren't getting there. We aren't seeing it. We're blocked because we're holding on to something. There is some old dispute with family, or there's some friction at work, or some horrible childhood thing happened to you that you think puts you in this special place where you get to have this wall that you walk around with, where you can never experience full happiness because that thing happened to you, or you had this kind of relationship with your mother or your father or your sister, your brother, or your one-time, long-time best friend that sort of went sour. We hold on to these things in life, and they prevent us from truly being happy. And so what we need to do is go inside of ourselves and realize how absolutely unimportant that is, because at the end of the day, our happiness is entirely dependent on us, what we make of our lives and how we do it. And nobody else in the world really has any control over that. I know we like to think, well, if my boss gives me a raise, I'm going to be happy, or, if I get to buy this particular house, that's going to make my life great, and that'll make me happy. Or, if my mom doesn't say a sarcastic thing about my meatloaf next Sunday, my life is full of happiness. No, no, no. You know what? That's all this external stuff. And if we go through life thinking that we need these things to make us happy, you're just going to go crazy. You're going to be going from pillar to post looking for all these other ways to find happiness in your life, when in fact it all starts with you. So it starts by you asking yourself this question: what am I holding on to that's keeping me from my happiness? Am I holding on to, lack or limit? Do I look at my checkbook and I say, oh my gosh, if that balance was higher, my life would be happy? Let go of that angst, and guess what? It's all going to flow in, because like we talked about, it starts with happiness. Be happy. Then you're going to be healthy. You're going to be prosperous. It's just going to flow in that order, because none of those other two things really make a lot of sense having them in your life if you aren't happy along the way. And I wanted to see if we could go back to our Old Testament lesson. When we go through this process of finding these things, what is it in my mind that's holding me back that I'm not able to see? We see here from the book of Isaiah, I will bring the blind by a way they did not know. I will lead them in paths they have not known. I will make darkness light before them and crooked places straight. These things I will do for them and not forsake them. Now, when we read this initially, we may want to take it very literally and imagine God leading blind people down a path. But we as New Thought students, we know that the words of the scriptures are filled with much deeper meaning. And what this is referring to is the people who don't know any better. God is there to pull you through this. So when I talk about these things that you need to sit down and think about during the week, the broken family relationship, or the lack or limit in your checking account, or the poor health issue that you think, I can't be happy because I have this health issue, and maybe if that's resolved, I can be happy. These things, we need to realize that God is able to show you how to get rid of that. Use God, as I've talked about before, through prayer and through meditation to get to that place to realize that once this wall is broken down, once this thing is gone out of your mind that's holding you back from being happy, all of those situations are going to fall into place, and you're going to be more aware of how unimportant that is and how important it is for you to find happiness in yourself by, again, letting go of these circumstances and situations that had occurred in your life so that you can move forward, so that you can start by being a happy person, and from there achieve perfect health, and from there achieve great prosperity. So in all things, know that God is going to be there, and He's going to guide you on this way. He's going to show you the things you didn't know. And for a lot of us, sometimes we don't know that the thing that's keeping us from being truly happy is this thing in the past, or this lack, or this limit, or this health issue. But through the prayer and meditation and through affirmations that we're very, very fond of here in our fellowship, you can, in fact, look beyond these things that are keeping you from your true happiness and be completely happy. And the good news is that happiness, true happiness, is what we are meant to live our lives for. And happiness being in the forefront is very important. So we can all release that which keeps us from our true happiness because, and this is the important thing, no one else has the power to give this to us, nor do they have the power to take it away from us. So indeed, don't look and say, if the boss gave me a raise, or if there was more money in my checking account, if the doctor could find a cure for this. Because again, we're pinning our happiness on someone else. And the reality is it all lies within us. And at the same time that they can't give it to us, they can't take it away from us. So realize it all has to come from within. The reality is we're all going to experience circumstances and situations that are going to temporarily interfere with our daily happiness. But our core happiness is always going to be there. We always have the option. Again, we've got to let go of these circumstances and situations, let go of the broken, unmended relationships, let go of the slight from the parent or the neighbor or the family friend. Let go of your worry about lack or limit. Let go of the concern about the health issue. Focus on being happy. Everything else will fall into place because we as children of God are all meant to have lives of great happiness, great health, and great prosperity. And it all begins with us, with an understanding with God. Let God guide you and direct you. Let Him take you to places that you haven't seen. Let Him remove that blindness from you and show you how to get to this place of great happiness. And from there, everything else is going to fall into place.